I bent down last week and tweaked something in my back, so I'm a little sore. But it doesn't matter because I am absolutely pumped to be able to talk Thor Ragnarok with you all. I was really looking forward to this movie in my rewatch because to me it was one of the best movies Marvel ever did. And I really wanted to see if it's just kind of not nostalgia, but it's pack mentality because everyone loved that movie. Is that why I liked it? Or is it more like, you build something up in your head and it's not as good as you remember it? And the truth is, it holds up. Thor Ragnarok is so good. It's so funny as well. It's got to be the funniest movie in the MCU, in my opinion. So good. And it's like I said, everybody felt the same way. I don't think I came across one person who didn't love this film. If I go talk to people that aren't too familiar with superhero stuff, like my brother or people I work with, or, just older people in my family, oh, that's you, bro, they will say they love Thor Ragnarok because it was just a movie for the people. It had the perfect mixture. The concoction, what they used to make that film was not too much, not too little. When you do something really, really well, you don't need to change anything. Just keep what works and do it again. Let's start off with the characters that stood out for me because there's a long list. Actually, there's one criticism I want to get out of the way. Where was Sif? And how did the Warriors 3 get dispatched like so easily? I know Zachary Levi is actually on record as kind of like, I don't know if I want to call it complaint, but he wasn't a fan of how quickly his character was killed. Because if you remember, the Warriors 3 were big parts of the original Thor movie. And even the Dark Elves, if I remember correctly. But in Thor Ragnarok, Hela comes in, and as soon as she comes in, she kills two of them, like, instantly. They don't even pose a threat. Like, it was so lame. That's the only real criticism I have of this film. So, Hela as a villain, amazing. She was just pure evil. I think a problem Marvel has with its villains is they keep trying to make the villains sympathetic, They want us to see where the villains are coming from and almost side with them, like Thanos, for example. But what made Hela so special is she was just an evil bee, an evil badass bee. And that was just so fun to watch. You need those. You need those bad guys that are just there to be bad. That's it. There's no other reason for them being there. I feel like Taika Waititi just went up to Jeff Goldblum and he was like, yeah, bro, just be yourself. Just act normal. It's like he wasn't even acting. That to me is who Jeff Goldblum is, the Grandmaster. Perfect. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie is so good. Just badass, kick ass. Also really emotional. The reason why she didn't want to leave Sakaar was so heart-wrenching. You have Korg. Hey man, it's me, Korg. Korg is so funny. I love Korg. Korg has got to be the funniest character in the history of comic book films. I don't know if he is, but he's definitely the funniest character in the MCU. There's so many best in MCU things I'm referencing this episode. That's how good Ragnarok was. Heimdall, Idris Elba, man. I wish you were James Bond, but at least we got you as Heimdall. He's so good. Heimdall was like keeping all the people of Asgard safe while Thor was trapped in Sakaar. Because if you remember, in the beginning of the film, Odin show. Sorry, I forgot. Doctor Strange is in this film too in the beginning because Thor and Loki come in to get Odin and bring him back because Loki kind of banished him to Earth, and Thor didn't know that. But when he found out, he kicked Loki's ass and went to go get him and took him to Odin to go bring Odin back. But Odin's like, nah, dog, I chose to stay here. I'm ready to die. I want to see my wife again. Just so sad, Odin. And then Odin dies, and Thor is about to just beat the living hell out of Loki when Hela comes up. Then Thor throws a hammer at Hela, and this is a scene I think a lot of people will remember. Thor throws a hammer at Hela. She grabs it. She grabs Mjolnir. She grabs the thing and just like squishes it, and the thing shatters. crazy. That's that's her introduction into the world. Just destroys an indestructible hammer. Then they go through the portal, and Loki gets knocked out of the portal first, and Thor after, and then they're on Sakaar. Hela's on Asgard. Hela kills the Warriors 3. Then she goes and takes over Asgard. And while she's there, Heimdall's keeping all the people of Asgard safe. That's the story. That's where we're at. While on Sakaar, you have the Grand Master. Thor gets his hair cut. He's like, please don't cut my hair. Because he's captured because Valkyrie puts a thing in his neck and makes it that he can't run away. Because obviously you assume Thor would just destroy everybody, right? No, but with the thing that Valkyrie put in his neck, he's trapped. So he gets dropped in this arena, and there's this legendary line where he sees Hulk. Hulk is the Grandmaster's champion. They have to fight. He sees Hulk. He's like, oh, it's my friend from work. Fun fact, a kid came up with that line. I don't know if it was a contest or something, but it wasn't anyone else, but just some random line this kid said for Chris Hemsworth to say, and it just worked. Everyone loved it. Oh, by the way, Hulk is so funny. You're a bad friend. Oh, Hulk, man. He's so good. Eventually, they get back to Asgard, and Hela's just unstoppable. Like, she's so OP. Thor realizes she like pulls out his eye. She pulls out his eye. And Thor realizes, and then Thor has this thing where he's like, he goes into this other realm and he talks to his father. I guess it's like the Valhalla. He talks to his father, and his father tells him, Thor, Asgard is not a place. It's a people. Then that's when Thor realizes he has to take Asgard out because Hela draws her power from Asgard. So what he does is he brings Ragnarok. Asgard gets blown up and they escape because Hela's dead. Then you have him sitting at the throne with all the people of Asgard, and they end up going to Norway because that's where Odin said that they should go. So Thor decides to take them there. But guess what happens? After credit scene, Thanos shows up. And as we know in Endgame, it does not go well for them. But we'll get into that when we watch Avengers Infinity War. For those of you that are new to the pod, I have watched 17 Marvel movies. That's right. I've been going to the very beginning of the MCU and ranking everything weekly. Because I did an original ranking before I did this, based on memory and how I felt about everything. And now I'm doing a weekly ranking when everything's fresh to see how things change, Because there can be a problem, you might prop things up in your head or think things are better or worse at the time. Like, for example, Hulk is way better than I remember. So let me tell you all where the rankings are as we speak. I'm going to start from the very beginning or the very end. And then we'll see where Ragnarok ends up. Number 17, Iron Man 3. Number 16, Thor Dark World. Number 15, Iron Man 2. Number 14, Ant-Man. Number 13, Thor 1. Number 12, The Hulk. Yeah, that's right. I told you the Hulk was up there. Number 11, Spider-Man Homecoming. Now we're in our top 10. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 9, Iron Man 1. Number 8, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 7, Doctor Strange. Number 6, Captain America First Avenger. Now we are coming into our top 5. These like he's barking now. These movies, chef's kiss. Number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Number 4 is the first Avengers film. Ooh. Now, I want to do a little something different this week. We have 3 films left. Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, and Civil War. Yeah, that's right. 2 Captain America films in our top 3. So, what do you think is the number 1 film? I'm going to give you a second, see if you can guess it. All right, let's get to it. Number 3 is Winter Soldier. Yeah, that's right. So our last 2 films are Ragnarok and Civil War. So who's number 1? Our number 1 MCU film so far is Captain America Civil War. That means the latest film we saw, Thor Ragnarok, comes in at number 2. Phase 3 is just full of bangers. I cannot wait to go over Black Panther with you next week. My name is Mark Savvy of Savvy Geeks, and I'll see you then.